So now let us talk about Bhav copy. Now, as I said when we were discussing about the parameters, Bhav copy is one of the most critical data point or database which you need to track on a daily basis. So as a trader, you need to know what's happening in market, which stock is doing what, how the prices are behaving, whether any delivery is happening, whether volume has gone up or gone down. All the answers to these questions will be provided by Bhav copy. Now, how do you track the Bhav copy? How do you get the Bhav copy? So let us go to NSE website and see where exactly is the Bhav copy. So this is NSE website today. I go to all report section. All report essentially is a section where NSE gives you all data points relevant for you to understand the market. There are daily data points, there are weekly data points, and there are historical archivable data points as well. So you can retrieve old data from this section of NSE. For the simplicity of discussion, I am restricting myself to NSE right now, but you'll get this section in almost all exchange websites because data is something which is extremely critical for anyone to participate in the market. So if you see the Bhav copy, you have capital market Bhav copy, derivative Bhav copy with different segments, and bond market Bhav copy available. So it is essentially a summary, or I would say exhaustive list of the data points related to market activity which has happened on that particular day. Okay. So if I click here, I get Bhav copy in CSV in zip format. Let me just download a zip format. In the zip format, if I click, I get the CSV which has the Bhav copy. Now, what are the various components of this Bhav copy? If I just insert a filter, I can see this column talks about various instruments, broader category of instruments. This has various symbols. This is various expiries up to the extent of 2021, which is the long dated options contract which is traded in Nifty. Then you have strike price, different stocks will have different strike price, option type, call option, put option. In India, we have only European, so that's why it's showing CEPE. If there was American, it would have shown CAPA. Okay. Then you have open price, low, high, low, close, settlement price for the day, or the final settlement price on the final day of the expiry. You have contracts traded. How many contracts are traded? We use the term contract here because in case of derivative, it is per contract trade which happens in the market. This is in value terms, total value of the contract which is traded. Then you have open interest, change in open interest. So this is change in open interest vis-a-vis yesterday. So this was open interest say yesterday. So the day before that, the open interest was lesser than yesterday. That's why the change in open interest rate interest was more in case of yesterday. And 9th is the date of the Bhav copy. We're talking about this Bhav copy as on 9th because the Bhav copy for today will come at the end of the day. Okay. Now let me download the Bhav copy of cash market segment. So this is, I'm just opening up the zip file, and if I see the Bhav copy of cash market segment. So cash market segment gives me the name, the series. EQ is the largely used series. You can have trade to trade stocks also, giving a different name to that series. So that's a different discussion altogether. Then you have open, high, low, close, last price, previous low price, total traded quantity. That's how many number of shares which has been traded today, and this is a value of number of the total number of shares which has been traded. So if I divide it by the total traded quantity, this is an average traded price of that stock for the day. Okay, and this is total number of trades which has happened. Higher the number of trades, higher is the interest of people in that particular stock. Okay, now let me decode the Bhav copy for you. Let me show you on a standalone basis different outputs you can generate from the Bhav copy. And while I am doing that, I am trying to also teach you a very important function in Excel, and that function is called pivot. Now let me add a pivot and this whole sheet. Now what is pivot? I'm sure a lot of people know about pivot, but let me just review the pivot. So pivot is, there are a lot of analytics which you can do from a given set of data, which if you do it on a raw level through filter and through subtotal function, that will give you only X output. But pivot helps you to derive multiple outputs out of that data set. Now say for example, I want to put all the instruments here. Or maybe I want to put all the instruments as part of the filter. And I want to put all symbols here. Right? And I want to only see instruments which are future stocks. I don't want to see any other instruments. So all your indices etc. will be removed. Or you want to see instruments which are future stocks and option stocks. So you get only those instruments as a filter. So that's why there's a filter here. Okay, let me come back to only future stock for the simplicity of our discussion. Okay. Now I want to see which stock has the maximum volume in value terms, not in contracts terms, in value terms in stock futures. So let me insert them here. Sorry, here. So this is basically all the stocks at a cumulative, combining all the futures expiries. This is the total volume of that stock. Now if I want to see on an expiry wise, if I double click here, I can add expiry date also here, right? So now you know that on this is a total volume and these are the volumes which has happened on an expiry level. Either you can do that, or you can straight away pull the expiry date, remove it from here, and you can pull the expiry as a column. So here you know that in 2016 for this December, this is the volume of near month expiry. Then if you expand that further, you can see in December this is the next volume, in January this is the volume, right? So if you want to make a judgment that I want to see which instrument out of stock future has of, sorry. So I can just select this. Let me select the data points and let me data sort it. Sort on the basis of, I'm so sorry. Okay, let me sort it on the basis of this data. Sort, surprise, why this is not showing this. Anyways, so you can actually sort this on the basis of this data point. Okay, sorry. Sort top to bottom, largest to smallest. Okay, my apology for that. Okay, now suppose you want to see which options has the largest volume. So I just remove this and I'll add option stock. You know that, and this obviously is getting sorted on its own. You know that INFI January contract options has the maximum volume. In fact, State Bank Fed also has a lot of volume. If you double click here, you automatically get the whole option change of State Bank Fed, and you can see which expiry, which strike price has witnessed quite a lot of volume. So 240 put option and 265 put option has seen a lot of volume, and 260 call option has seen a lot of volume. Okay. option has seen a lot of volume. Okay. Now let me go to the pivot once again. Now say for example, if you want to see the open interest data now. So let me remove these columns. Okay. Okay, let me just put in change in open interest. This change in open interest is absolute contract wise. This is number of shares, right? So if you want to see which stock has seen maximum change in open interest, so you just select this smallest, largest to smallest. So this is maximum increase in open interest, and this is the maximum decrease in open interest. And if you want to see in value terms what has been in absolute crore terms what has been the maximum increase or decrease, you can just multiply this with price and you can get the value terms, right? So the idea of this whole exercise is to decode the Bhav copy, and you can identify stocks and the activity which has happened in those stocks, and you can track these stocks for your future references. Because ultimately the basic hypothesis is that if there is interest in that stock, then only the stock will either go up or go down. And the only way to gauge the interest is through open interest analysis and through delivery statistics. Okay? So we actually can take it to the next level and adopt various softwares which gives you this framework to do the research of Bhav copy. Now there are some vendors who are giving you Bhav copy analytics softwares. Rather than doing it on your Excel, they've started giving you a lot of outputs as well. You can straight away use those outputs and make a judgment on the stock. Some of these vendors are MyFNO, FinIdeas. Even Credit Academy has developed a very good tool called Stock Edge, which will empower you with a lot of data points so that you can do a sensible analysis of the stock market. Okay.